A massive Apache patrol surrounded his house for the favor he did to their daughters at first. James thought the thunder outside was just another Arizona storm rolling over the desert. But when he stepped onto his porch and saw dozens of horses cresting the ridge, war paint shining under the sun, dust rising in spirals behind them, his chest constricted. This wasn't weather. This was a message, and it was coming straight for him. The Apache patrolled one of the largest he had ever seen fanned out across his property, surrounding his small cabin in a wide protective circle. Their leader rode forward slowly, like a shadow pulled loose from the mountains, for a heartbeat. James wondered if the favor he had done weeks ago had somehow turned into a debt he wasn't meant to survive. He swallowed hard. He had no idea that the choice he made on a quiet Tuesday afternoon would lead to this moment. James had come to Arizona for peace, not trouble. After losing his wife to cancer and burning through every ounce of strength he had trying to save her, he wanted nothing more than solitude. He had quit his job, sold their home in Denver, and used the last of their savings to buy a rundown cabin near the edge of Apache tribal lands. He didn't expect company, and certainly not from the neighboring reservation. He was just a guest here, an outsider trying to live quietly. One late afternoon, he was hiking along the dry creek bed behind his property when he heard something that made him freeze. Crying. Not just crying, panicked, frightened sobs echoing off the rocks. He followed the sound and found two young girls, maybe 10 and 12, stranded at the bottom of a steep drop. The older one, clutching her ankle, was trying to be brave for the younger, but it was clear she was in pain. They wore traditional clothing mixed with modern hiking gear. They were lost, scared, and at risk if nightfall came coyotes, snakes. Exposure. "I'm not here to hurt you," James said gently, raising his hands. "Let me help." The younger girl sniffled, but the older one straightened as if ready to defend her sister. "Our father said not to talk to strangers." "That's a good rule," James nodded. "But right now, you need to get back home. Let me get you out of here." After a long moment, they allowed him to climb down. The older girl's ankle was sprained badly, so he lifted her onto his back and held the younger girl's hand as they began the steep climb back to level ground. It took nearly an hour. By the time they reached his cabin, the sun was low, and he could feel the weight of responsibility pressing into him. Inside, he wrapped the ankle, gave them water, and let them use his radio to call tribal emergency services. While they waited, the younger girl shyly asked why he lived alone. James hesitated, but something about their innocence made him honest. "My wife. She's gone," he said quietly. The older sister reached out and touched his hand, a simple gesture, but somehow it made the tightness in his chest loosen a little. "My mother says souls who love truly never leave," she said. "Maybe yours watches you still." Those words stayed with him long after the tribal rangers arrived and escorted the girls home. He never expected to see them again. 3 weeks later, as the Apache patrol surrounded his home, James felt that old ache of fear he had tried so hard. Too quiet, but there was no hostility in the rider's eyes. Only gravity. Purpose. The patrol leader dismounted, his braids swaying with emotion. He was tall, muscular, and radiated authority, clearly a man respected by everyone around him. 2 others rode beside him, the girls he had rescued. Their smiles were small but full of recognition. "James Walker," the leader said, voice deep. "As Kenyon Stone, you helped my daughters." So this was their father. James nodded, unsure of what to say. I just did what anyone would do." The man shook his head. "No. Many people see. Few people act." The sisters hurried forward, each taking one of James's hands. "You saved us," the younger one said. "And now we want to help you." Before James could ask what she meant, her father stepped closer. "Our people believe that when a man carries another's child on his back, he becomes part of their circle. Our tribe is gathered here today because we received word that trouble is coming to you." James stiffened. "Trouble? What kind of trouble?" "Men arrived on our land this morning," the father said. "They were looking for you." They spoke with anger in their voices. "They carried weapons. We sent them away, but they are returning." James felt his stomach drop. He knew who it was, his wife's brother. A man who never forgave James for moving her away for treatment, believing he had taken her from the family. Their last argument had ended with threats. When James left Denver, he had hoped distance would keep them apart. Apparently, it hadn't. "I didn't want to bring this to your land," James murmured. "You did not bring danger," the father answered. "Danger follows a wounded spirit. It seeks to finish what grief began." James lowered his head, feeling ashamed but unsure why. The father placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "You are not alone, James Walker. Not today. The Apache patrol arranged themselves with fluid discipline, forming a protective ring around the cabin. The patrol leader signaled to a rider who handed James a jug of water and a bundle of sage. For cleansing, the leader said, fear clouds judgment. As the sun climbed the sky, tension tightened like a wire through the air. The land fell silent with silence. And then, from the northern stretch of dirt road, a truck rumbled toward the house, its tires kicking dust like angry smoke. James's heartbeat thundered as the truck approached. His wife's brother, Mark, stepped out with two other men, strangers with hard eyes. They froze when they saw the Apache patrol surrounding James's home. What the hell is this? Mark snarled. The Apache riders did not move. Not a twitch. James stepped forward, though his legs trembled. Ma, I don't want trouble, Ma's face twisted with rage. You took my sister away. You let her die alone. I was with her, James whispered. Every day. Every moment. That's not enough, Mark spat. Don't get to hide out here and pretend you're innocent. The patrol leader spoke then, his voice calm but cutting. This is Apache land. Violence does not cross our boundary. Leave now. Mark barked a humorless laugh. Or what? You'll stop me. The leader's eyes hardened. We already have. Dozens of riders leaned forward, hands resting near the hafts of their spears and rifles, not threatening, but unmistakably prepared. Mark's bravado faltered. Even his hired men stepped back. You think you can hide behind these people forever? Mark shouted at James. James shook his head. For the first time in years, he felt strength stir inside him. No, he said quietly. I'm standing with them, and they're standing with me. The patrol leader took one large step forward. Your grief is real, he said to Mark, but you aim it at the wrong man. Go home, mourn your sister, in peace. Do not poison her memory with violence. Something in the leader's tone, pure authority, unyielding, made Mark hesitate. His shoulders slumped. A long, tortured breath escaped him. Finally, without another word, he turned back to the truck. His men followed. The vehicle rumbled away, smaller and smaller until it was swallowed by the desert. When it was over, James felt his knees weaken. The father of the girl stepped beside him. You carry a heavy sadness, he said. But today, you faced the storm instead of hiding from it. That brings healing. The older daughter smiled gently. You saved our lives. Today we helped save yours. The younger girl hugged James, small arms wrapping around him with surprising strength. Now you're part of our story too. James swallowed the lump in his throat. The father raised a hand, and the patrol began to withdraw, their horses moving as one unified presence. Before mounting his own horse, he turned to James once more. You are welcome in our circle, he said. Whenever the world grows heavy, you may come to our fire. We will share your burden. James nodded, overwhelmed. Thank you for everything. The father's eyes softened. Kindness given returns, sometimes when most needed. Then, he rode away with his daughters beside him, disappearing into the desert horizon like a blessing carried on the wind. That night, as the sky turned purple and the stars appeared one by one, James sat on his porch and breathed more deeply than he had in months. For the first time since his wife's passing, he didn't feel alone. Her memory felt lighter, as if she approved of the choice he made, helping those girls, opening himself to others again. The Apache riders had come to him not with weapons, but with gratitude, and they left behind something he hadn't expected to find in the quiet emptiness of the desert. A sense of belonging, a reason to heal, a reminder that sometimes the smallest act of kindness grows into a circle much larger than one man's grief. And, as the night wrapped round him gently, James whispered into the dark, maybe I'm not as lost as I thought. The wind answered softly through the pines, like a voice he almost recognized, and he smiled.